a world-renowned expert in perception, and Antonio's going to talk to us today about rethinking noise in a changing world.
Can you imagine living without sound? You don't have that music to teach you up or to relax. Think about that for a minute. You don't have your favorite sound. You don't have your favorite music. You don't have that the sound of that soft rain in a summer night. You don't have the first words of your child calling you daddy. So how would you feel without that? Now flip the coin. Just imagine you don't have that annoying aircraft flying overhead when you are trying to relax. Or you don't have that constant banging of your neighbor's DIY project on a Sunday morning again. Or you don't have that constant screech of that car alarm that just won't stop. So sound is bringing us many, many positive benefits and also quite a lot of negative things. Sound is helping us in many, many things, but it's also annoying us, it's causing stress. So during my talk in the next minutes, I'm gonna talk about how noise is bringing us those benefits and these benefits, how our soundscapes are changing, and what can we do in order to craft soundscapes that works for everyone. So sound is incredible, isn't it? So as I said before, you have your favorite music. You use sound to communicate. Sound is helping us to relax. It's comforting us. You have sound helping you to communicate with others. I guess you can imagine yourself going for a run or going to the gym, and you use that particular kind of sound which makes you run faster and longer. So it's motivating you. So sound is bringing all those benefits. It's helping us a lot. We are not alone in the planet either. So we have other animals experiencing and using that sound. So birds and other animals are using that sound to communicate and to reproduce. They alert each other when there's any danger. They use sound to find mates. So sound is helping us in many, many, many ways that sometimes we overlook. But of course, and sadly, sound is not always positive. When sound is unwanted and excessive, it turns into noise pollution. And noise pollution is not just about feeling annoyed or disturbed, which is in itself is something very important. We don't want to feel that way. But when we're exposed to sound, we have many effects in our body. So you have sound preventing you to sleep properly. You have sound increasing your stress levels. And all these things combined can lead to many, many severe diseases, heart diseases, etc. There's a growing body of evidence these days, every time bringing new effects. Sound pollution, noise pollution could cause an impact on reproduction, could lead to higher probability of cancer in some cases. We can also think of our child living around airports or motorways. The noise that motorway or that airport is producing is going to prevent those children to learn properly. They can't focus. They can't learn in a way other people, other children in quiet areas are going to learn. Just to give you a bit of context on the extent of the problem. So the annual social cost of noise in England only is estimated to be between 7 and 10 billion pounds, billion with B. And another shocking fact is that every year in the UK only, in England only, 130,000 healthy lives are lost. When we are talking about this cost of noise, we are including health cost, losses of productivity, and all the impact on our health and wildlife. So this is a big deal, and it's far too important to be ignored. But still, noise is a neglected pollutant. This was one of the main conclusions of a open hearing in a recent meeting of the House of Lords Science and Technology Committee. But why is that? Why is noise pollution a neglected pollutant? It's because we don't fully understand the effects noise is causing on us and the environment. It's because we are underestimating the effects of that noise on ourselves and wildlife. You can think of consider noise. It's easy to consider like it's something annoying, but still, yeah, it's all right. We can move on. We can also consider, we can think of these problems because are we doing the right thing to solve problems of noise pollution? We've been doing many things during the years, but maybe we are not doing the right things. So one of the things that the committee said is that indeed we need to do things differently. We need to rethink how we address noise. So once noise is out there, it's really difficult to take it out. So we need to rethink how we design noise from the start. The opportunity is here now. We all know about net zero policies. And all that transition towards net zero technologies is causing a sound revolution. So just imagine this. So you have this city, and then you have electric cars with artificial sounds replacing the low frequency, low pitch rumble of diesel cars. You have drones flying over us, that high pitch sound. You have the gradual introduction of heat pumps in our neighborhoods, causing this hum, this low frequency rumble again. So we have new sources of noise in our environment. So we are experiencing the largest shift in soundscapes in our living memory. So we can think about this in a way of the introduction of the jet engine in the 1960s. So the world is changing around us, not in how it looks, but also in how it sounds. So thinking back of the introduction of a jet engine, as an acoustic engineer, I consider myself, it's very exciting because I consider myself as a pioneer. So I put myself in that place of that other scientists many years ago, with that introduction of the jet engine, trying to do things to minimize the noise of that very loud noise was causing on people. So we have a lot of evidence. We have years and years and years of experience of all the things that work and all the things that didn't work. So we can learn a lot of that process to now do things differently. So this is a really rare opportunity, and one can think of this as a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's now at the infancy of these net zero technologies where we can do a real change. For us, for me, as an acoustic engineer, is now when I can do a real change. I can influence how these technologies are going to be designed. So I can make them sound better. I can help with the development of these technologies. So they are bringing all those benefits, environmental, social benefits, but without suffering the noise or unintended noise that they could create. So now we can think of two main questions we can think ourselves. So how do we want our cities to sound, and what environments do we want to create? But how are we doing this? So this might sound trivial, but it's true. Noise pollution is a problem because there is someone exposed to that noise and suffering the consequences. So the implication of this, and this is the real change, is that we have to look beyond the physics. We have to look beyond the physical stimuli, beyond the decibels. We need to fully understand how people is responding to that sound. We need to understand what are the needs, the requirements, the expectations of people. So we are bringing all of that into the design of a product, of a system, like an infrastructure, transportation infrastructure. So that's what we call perception-driven engineering. And again, as you can imagine, it's really, really complex. Designing something is very complex. From an engineering point of view, it's highly complex, many factors to take into account. Now you are adding another one, which is how people is going to respond to the noise that that particular product is going to create. So it's really difficult to understand these connections between the engineering aspects and the perceptual aspects. Just think about this. So you are designing an aircraft. Okay, and of course, in the past I need to act on the physics. I need to reduce the decibels. I need to reduce the amount of sound energy produced by that aircraft. But we respond very differently to sounds. So there are many factors involved in the way we respond to sound. And also, there is not just a general us. Every one of us in this room respond to sound differently. So we are diverse, and we have different experiences. So when I grow up in the city center of London, I grew up in the middle of nowhere in South Spain. Completely different expectations. So this is bringing a lot of complexity into the equation. Without wanting to be controversial, we could use AI as well to help us understand all these complex relationships between the physics of the sound, the way people perceive sound, and human behavior. But also, this is not just engineering problem. We, as engineers, we need to go beyond our area of comfort and talk to other experts. We need to talk to social scientists, ecologists, medical doctors, and more importantly, we want to talk to you, the people who is going to be exposed to that sound or that noise, because we need to work together in co-creating solutions that go beyond what we have done before and act on the root of the problem. Bring on board what we need from that soundscape. So as we look at the future, the perception-driven engineering approach is probably our best opportunity to craft soundscapes that works for everyone. It's now when we need to act. It's now at the infancy of the development of net zero technologies when we need to really work on this. So we need to try and develop environments where sound is something positive, is a valuable asset, rather than a pollutant. So together we need to act now, and the future of our soundscapes can be defined, or can be designed in a way that works for everyone. So the future of our soundscapes is in our hands, and together we can ensure it's a future worth listening to. Thank you.